Ladies and Germans, how are you all doing? This is Con Ower coming to you with some more Steel Division Normandy 44. This game, taking place on Omaha, goes on between captains playing the 15th Scotch Infantry as against Metallic playing the 12th SS-Panzer. Now, we see a lot of these divisions these days. Now, this particular game, though, was seen in this past weekend's ESL inaugural tournament for Steel Division Normandy 44. It was a hell of a game and a hell of a tournament, really. Rangroo and I got to cast the finals, so a big shout out to ESL for letting us be a part of it. And you guys should definitely check out either my channel for the finals or Rangroo, one or the other. But let's not focus on the finals. Let's get to the here and now. Like I said, it's the 15th Scotch against the 12th SS. And starting off already, we're seeing a very kind of standard opening from the 12th SS. Now, reminding us really quickly about what the 12th SS has. And the way that the fluff puts it, they are at a bit of a loss in the first phase, relying on a lot of vehicles, light vehicles, as well as a couple of captured tanks. Now, this Boy to Cromwell is pretty much in every single opening build for every 12th SS-Panzer player that there is. It makes perfect sense, too. I mean, it's decent HE, it's got decent armor, it's fairly strong as Phase A tanks go. Now, the problem with that is he really has no other support, and other than the Firefly that can theoretically come on out. That's it for the 12th SS Panzer, and their opponents over here, well, they have some really decent stuff early on as well. Honey Stewart's super early, and this is the Crown Prince, the jewel in the the royal diadem of the Scots. This AVRE, early on, is either an amazing unit or does completely jack. And that is really the question here on this map. Again, this is Omaha, so lots and lots of hedgerows to be looking on through. But that 600 meter, wow, there we go, 600 meter range of that 290 millimeter trash can launcher, it can be fantastic or it can be complete shite. Coming off this in the meantime, we are going to see Kupelwagens as well as some light vehicles, and a very undergunned 250 half-track with an autocannon up in the north. In the center, not that much really going on immediately, just some infantry in the south. We can see a big rush trying to take this town. But it seems that the Scots have a similar idea. So I'm wondering if we're just going to see maybe the Scots move ahead to take this forest right here, maybe try to lock down some of the sight lines to the north, make sure that at least they don't lose this road over here to the south. Speed this up in the meantime. As we go further into this game, of course, the 12th SS Panzer will get stronger, ranking up a lot of good tanks. But in the meantime, well, it ain't easy being the Wehrmacht, and we're off. So, yep, tons of guys rushing into the south. Boy to Cromwell, where's he actually going? Okay, so he's going to come up here and then start to hunt moving forwards. Very brave, and I think ultimately very foolish. Northern side, more conservative breakout. I don't see any machine guns necessarily. Where's that anti-tank gun going to go? Here. Okay, that's actually a pretty good plan. He's going to lock down this road pretty easily. And the question is AVRE going to come bounding on in? So let's slow this down for half a second so we can see the breakout for the Brits. Fairly conservative, nothing too insane. They're going to go across the 50-yard line. Recon shifting on forwards, and that's going to give some decent sight lines there. He's on himself a Piat squad, shifting on in on the back. Excuse me, MMG. Ooh, and this 38mm down here. Excuse me, Pack 38 should be able to take out at least this MMG carrier. He's going to get round off. I say if he hits it, he's going to kill it, and he does kill it. So first blood to the 12th SS. This Honey Stewart very intelligently, kind of taking it very cautious. Now this bad boy, he's going to see some new friends pretty darn soon. My question is, from here, yes, this will be seen by the Pack 38. The question is whether or not the Pack 38 will be able to get a round off before the AVRE just pound things into... Wow. Pound things to shreds. Shooter's been knocked out already. He's going to charge on in, and this Pack 38 is going to get a great opportunity here. No, he's not. Never mind. Big action going to be happening down the south. Stewart is going to go and take out... Oh my gosh, what was that right there? Another 250 half-track in the south. He's going to take some rounds from the Cromwell in the meantime as well. I do want to check back up there in the north, because the AVRE did fire off its first Death Star round. But for the moment, it looks like Metallic has at least a decent fix on the early Scotch position. Now these Piats coming on in, I always forget the range of these guys, 200 meters, so not that stellar. I mean, it's just a spring-loaded weapon in the first place, yikes. Another death coming on an ammo explosion, but the 250 going down as well. AVRE could be coming in whenever he wants to pour fire into those poor Germans there. First reinforcements coming in, yep, more infantry coming up to the north. And it's worth noting, and this is something that Rang and I have always say, or actually Rang brings up a beautiful point, is that while the 15th Scotch infantry is not particularly stellar early on, it's so ridiculously cheap, you can just have oodles and oodles of it. And I sincerely mean oodles and oodles. So back down here to the south, though, Boyd de Cromwell still continues to be in the area, just menacing these rifles, who have absolutely no anti-tank strength whatsoever. Though he's going to pour rounds downrange at this MMG carrier instead. Interesting decision. No, not lofting downrange. Never mind. Piat, in the meantime, is going to take out a half-track, so well done there. 3 more rounds ready to go. This AVRE, he's not shifting forwards. I think it's a good plan. The second he shows his face out on this major road, he's going to get blown to pieces, so good idea to play it kind of cool. Now, guys, I'm also trying something a little bit different. You will notice I'm covering at least the time area over here, this time stamping area, with a banner of the game. I know some people had issues with me doing that when I cover the entire thing. I didn't want to have the HUD be all over the place, but we'll see how it goes. You like it, let me know. If you don't, well, we'll talk about it. AVRE, in the meantime, is going to go out and get another round down range. This Panzer Grenadier squad, the only survivor. And this pack is just barely going to get out of there. No. Crew knocked out on the AVRE. Shockingly enough, this half-track right here has done an incredible amount of damage. Shooter's knocked out now again. And I have no idea how he's just managing to do it this, I'm not going to say easily, but dear God. It's happening with a rapidity that's almost, shocks the senses. Center part of the map, completely quiet. Boyd de Cromwell down to the south. Okay, well, it's going to be exchanging shots with this Honey Stewart. It's going to be a wet noodle contest, more or less. But if that Stewart gets any sort of line on him effectively, it could take him on out. And both sides are equally inexperienced, so it's really just a constant question. And the first one to blink is going to be that Honey Stewart. So well done there to the Cromwell to just kind of hang out and be super, super brave. Now, it could be an interesting idea to somehow try to slide in and around. That's not going to happen, though. Instead, we're going to see a Spitfire coming in. He's going to drop rounds on top of that anti-tank gun. Bombs away, and this could be deadly. No, not quite enough, so luckily there. It's just pinned down and not blown to pieces. Up in the north, AVRE, another round, another infantry squad taken on out. And the northern flank is beginning to fold under all of this pressure. This anti-tank gun pinned down. This 250 half-track is out of autocannon ammo, which means that this AVRE is going to just blow him away. Any second now. 3, 2, 1, fire! And there is the Boyd de Firefly at long last. Round down range, there goes the half-track. Boyd de Firefly is really the only thing that can conceivably take him out with any sort of easy effort. And even then, he's got to get awfully close. And coming up here to get a shot on him, he's not even going to be able to see him from this current position. Which means that AVRE can get a little bit too close for his liking, I would imagine. Meantime, Honey Stewart coming out as well to support the northern flank. In the south, the AT gun just continues to be pinned down consistently by MMG carriers as well as just other pressure. Boyd de Cromwell falling back as well, and it's a 58-42. Metallica just getting shredded here, 3-12-0, and only growing. Boyd de Firefly is going to take a couple of shots out at the MMG command carrier. Oh, just MMG carrier, excuse me. He's got to watch out. If this Honey Stewart is able to get in and around him, this Firefly is not that armored to the sides. And we're seeing right now pretty much the standard kind of attack and trade-offs between the two players themselves. The Germans are able to push back with effective use of their armor, although right now it's not happening so effectively, while the Allies are able to just shove tons and tons and tons of infantry down their throat. AVRE, in the meantime, pulls on back. Honey Stewart is just kind of chilling as well. These Opel Blitzes are going to rush on in and get shredded by Recce troops, as well as these Brens. It is worth noting that those Brens early on, well, they are dirt cheap, 10 per. Not the most effective fighters, but again, like I keep saying, numbers, numbers, numbers. Just a quick look, actually, at overall map. You can see the Germans have barely 10 units, barely double digits. The Brits, by themselves, outnumber the Germans basically 5 or even almost 6 to 1 up in the north. Yep, so Peagren's going to be able to shove back one Bren group, but there's more troops coming on in. These Honey Stewart by himself might be able to give a small heart attack to these Grens. Nope, not quite yet. So you got half move in the meantime. Peagrens half push back at Bren group. Might want to curve up and around. Not going to happen too easily though. In the south, Piat troops finally go down, and that's just a Churchill coming on in. So we will see some armor v armor play, I would think, and that Churchill is going to outgun the boy to Cromwell, if only by virtue of just being out surviving him. And so not outgun, out survive, better way to put it. So 7 on there, 9 on there, and he's not even cheating down to the south, so forget that. He still has the other Stuart that's in the area. Firefly's getting way too close though. If he's going to shove himself on forward, 6-pounder's going to get a great shot right there. Oh, it's going to be beautiful. Easily penetrate the Firefly, and that's going to be awful. Grens go down in the meantime in the north, and this Firefly is just pouring rounds, blows up an MMG carrier. But here comes 6-pounder. 3, 2, 1, fire! No, not quite. I thought he was going to get a shot off. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. Yep, there we go. Never mind. Firefly has to reverse stupidly quickly, and even then, his own usage is going to be minimal at best. Spitfire's out. This guy's just on combat air patrol. No, he's dropped bombs. But still not that devastating. Now these Bren groups just kind of trooping around the backfield over here. It's kind of funny for me that he is fighting so effectively. Also worth noting, 2-inch carrier coming on out. These mortars are a little bit worthless. And indeed, if he came a little bit closer, he'd be probably a little bit more effective of a fighter. But regardless, that is what the veritable tale of the tape is as we speak. 60 seconds to go before Phase B. This Firefly is coming on forwards and not going to be able to see nearly anything. And Spitfire's going to come in, throw a couple of rounds downrange at him, and that will be that. Honey Stewart will be able to see this half-track in any second. He's got to offload now. He's got to offload stupidly quickly. Offload! Peagrens are barely able to get out in time. And this rifle leader over here with a Piat is just... he just forces back this Firefly. Yikes. That's hard to watch. AVRE reloading. He's pinned down this Grenadier by himself, and there goes another squad. So I'm not thinking it's going to go too well for Metallic here. He's definitely folding under the pressure. And this Churchill down to the south is finally putting pressure over the center part of the map. Germans have completely and totally found themselves in that quandary, again, of quantity versus quality, and they're losing out every single time. Half-track goes down. That's another autocannon 1, which means that Captains has basically taken out a lot of his opponent's Phase A equipment. Now, Phase B has just hit. We're 10 seconds into that, but the Germans have a lot of ground to make up. And it's 63 to 37%. This Firefly, well, he's completely worthless where he is now. Look at that. No sightlines anywhere. There is 2, count them, 2 infantry squads on this entire northern half of the map for the Germans. And let's take a look in terms of raw infantry to the north. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, they're outnumbered 4 to 1. That just cannot happen. And that's getting even worse. Now it's going to be literally 8 to 1. Grenadiers call it quits. They're backing on out. Stuart, in the meantime, causing a lot of trouble for the Grenadiers down in the south, and these guys are outnumbered 4 or 5 to 1 as well. Captains doesn't really have to bring in that many troops. He's got an incredible amount, and I get the feeling he has a decent sightlines. Oh, never mind. I said he has decent sightlines, but that's not really true now, is it? He knows the Firefly's there, so that is the major question. Can he take out this Firefly? Recce Troop sees it. Fantastic. AVRE. If the AVRE can get a shot off, well, that would be bad. That would be very, very bad. Half-track in the meantime, cheating up to the north. More rifles in the area. These guys, again, not going to be able to do a whole lot against this, but can at least stress out that half-track pretty easily. 2-inch carrier trying to find this Firefly and not quite able to do so. AVRE is going to be in the area, though. And here is an interesting duel. Firefly is rotating the wrong direction. So 3, 2, 1. 6-pounder fire going out as well. I would reverse if I were you, son. You're under fire from that 6-pounder, and that 6-pounder is going to get a third shot off before you get a second one. Transmission damage. That is going to be a pretty boned Firefly. Just a lucky bounce right there. Transmission damage, though, means that unless a supply truck comes on in... Whoa! P-Grens take out that Churchill. And take out the rifles as well. That was surprising. So a small bit of luck coming out for the Germans now, finally, after such a long period of time. Now, here's an interesting question. Will we see a bum rush of the Firefly? Immediately? Not quite likely. Honey Stewart, in the meantime, though, will find out this half-track, and we'll take him on out pretty darn quickly here. Bombs coming on in, pinning down Pioneers. And those poor guys, well, they're completely pinned, and that Honey Stewart takes them on out. So well done there. Yeah. Yeah, situation looks rather dire for the Germans, doesn't it? I would say so. This Honey Stewart to the south, though, he refuses to give up. He's not going to be left alone by himself. He's just throw rounds out at that Boyd to Cromwell. Then realizes the better of it and backs away. That'd be my hope. No, he's not going to. He's game. He's hanging in there like a tick. And an attempt at using this Rebelfin up here as a nice way of anti-infantry. Flampanzers as well. This is a very interesting play. If he's able, he could theoretically force the Stuart into a surrender, but this could also be a beautiful, beautiful end to two vehicles. It's a beautiful life. Nope. Oh, wow. He's falling back, and he surrenders, so that incredibly, incredibly gutsy play does end with the Stuart being captured. However, this AVRE might take the other Flampanzer as it backs away. Well, the other one was taken out by the 6-pounder. So, oh no, excuse me, the AVRE took him on out, my bad. Another reload? Okay, never mind, he goes down. So that abortive attack is exactly that. Blown to shreds. Another Honey Stewart coming on out. And the Germans don't have anywhere near the amount of material they need to fight this out. The Panther coming on forwards, but it's 62 to 38%. The Allies have more... Well, not more than half, excuse me. They're going to have more than half in just a second, though. More than half the tickets they'll need to take this game. Panther coming on in. And even this guy is not going to do particularly well against the AVRE. I did miss the death of the Firefly to the south. I'm guessing that was this lovely corpse that we see here. But I cannot say for sure. My guess that 17-pounder was the culprit, though. Yikes. Okay, shooter knocked out. So the Panther imposing his will from the north. Can he get one more shot on out? No, he can't. He's not going to be able to see him, I don't think. Nope, just barely out, I would say. Never mind, I think you might be able to see him again. Well, with a 67 to 33%, yeah, the Allies are pretty much going to take this. We can see a tap out from Metallic in just a second. So right before he surrenders, just pause the game and take a quick look at the battlefield. And just an incredible domination from the Allies. I know some people take a look at recent games and say to themselves, oh my god, Allies OP, Allies OP, but by the same token, I would say that Metallic did not use his early game effectively. While the Allies poured forward a ton of infantry, the Germans didn't quite mass or even defend this entire center area. You can see right now there's practically no fighting happened. There's like one German unit here. Other than that, now we have one dude hanging on out. And just look at the incredible difference between blue and red icons. I mean, obviously a lot of losses do happen at the end of that too, but Metallic calling it quits after just 15 minutes of gameplay, and Capins improves himself to be elite 1137 to 0, achieving a 3-to-1 KD ratio. Pretty darn good right there. Take a look at the kills themselves. That AVRE doing incredible work in the north. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my gosh, let's just round. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yep, we got 10 whole guys going down just at the AVRE. So by himself, the AVRE handled everything. Now, Boyd of Firefly went down to the 2-inch carrier. That's interesting. That's very interesting. That's not something I expect to have happen. The Cromwell, the 17-pounder took out the Cromwell. Any kind of significant losses? Well, not really. The Flampanzer did force a surrender of the Honey Stewart, but that was it. Regardless, folks, thank you so much for joining me on this map. 15 minutes and 9 seconds, we will see that the Captains has taken out Metallic by a whitewash score of elite to nothing. That's going to do it for me today, folks. This has been Steel Division Normandy 4, and this has been Conor giving it to you. If you have a game you want me to check out, email me at conorgaming@gmail.com. I'm looking to upload maybe some of my own material or even some indie games pretty darn soon to kind of diversify things a little bit. If you like what you see, hit like, subscribe, and comment below. I'll see you guys all soon. Take it easy.